upon the discovery of a body within the woods, a samurai escorting his wife killed under mysterious circumstances. A courtyard trial is ordered, with statements from the infamous bandit Tejomaru, the deceased samurai's wife, and the deceased samurai himself speaking via a medium. However, the circumstances remain questionable, as each defendant claims to be the reason for the murder. As the trial is retold from the perspective of a woodcutter, scrutiny arises over how reliable the recollections within the recollection of this woodcutter truly are. This is Akira Kurosawa's classic film, Rashomon, loosely adapting the characters from Ryunosuke Akutagawa's short story In a Grove, and adapting the narrative framing from his short story, Rashomon. Rashomon demonstrates Kurosawa's theatrical sincerity with its strong characterization, the captivating depiction of the unreliability of memory, and profound themes of mistrust, selflessness, and honesty. Often regarded as one of Kurosawa's greatest films, and a major influence on cinema, especially films with a focus on an unreliable narrator figure, and films which tell multiple intermingling narrative strands. Rashomon creates human curiosity regarding a murder mystery, but reflects deeply on the fallible nature of humanity. Akira Kurosawa is widely accepted as one of the most influential filmmakers of all time, Rashomon reinforcing his importance on cinema in the film's sense for theatrics, balancing conflicting recollections with a masterful nuance and sincerity. Instantly captivating, it's no surprise that Rashomon was critically acclaimed on its release, and continues to be cherished as a cinematic classic. Roger Ebert, having written within his review of Rashomon, wrote of the film's success, stating that Rashomon struck the world of film like a thunderbolt. Directed by Kurosawa in the early years of his career, before he was hailed as a Grand Master, it was made reluctantly by a minor Japanese studio, and the studio head so disliked it that he removed his name from the credits. Then it won the Golden Lion at the Venice Film Festival, effectively opening the world of Japanese cinema to the West. It won the Academy Award as Best Foreign Film. It set box office records for a subtitled film. Its very title has entered the English language because, like Catch-22, it expresses something for which there is no better substitute. It was the first use of flashbacks that disagreed about the action they were flashing back to. It supplied first-person eyewitness accounts that differed radically, one of them coming from beyond the grave. It ended with 3 self-confessed killers and no solution. There's a mysterious allure to Rashomon within its conflicting flashbacks, providing 4 answers to a murder but offering no true resolution. The critical success of Rashomon, as well as its reputation's perseverance through the decades since its release, has only firmly reinforced the audience's intrigue towards the film's captivating and beautiful sense of ambiguity. Like a great piece of theatre, Rashomon boasts of a phenomenal range of performances, especially from Kurosawa regular Toshiro Mifune as the ill-reputed bandit Tejomaru. Rashomon's performances are often heightened by a striking and prominent sense of emotion and energy. Later in the same review, Roger Ebert acknowledged the acting style within Rashomon, having stated that, from his autobiography, we learn that he was struck by the honesty of emotion in silent films, where dialogue could not carry the weight, and actors used their faces, eyes, and gestures to express emotion. That heightened acting style plays well here because many of the sequences are essentially silent. As Roger Ebert wrote, Akira Kurosawa's fondness for silent cinema serves a significant purpose here, allowing the heightened expressiveness of his actors to create the visually emotional core of the film. Rashomon is like a spiritual silent film. There are long stretches of the film without dialogue, as it's not necessary, and the central cast of the film's focus is usually 3 characters, placing the film's narrative on a close-knit scale. The impression that this silent era influence places on Kurosawa's film is magnificent. Each actor delivers emotion that can be both intimate yet also extravagant, becoming both intimate cinema and widely appealing theatre. Rashomon's focus on recollections contradicting each other. Each recollection, apart from a woodcutter's statement outside the court, claims to have murdered the samurai, makes for a fascinating examination on the unreliability of memories, especially as one recollection is told from the deceased's perspective via a medium, which may also receive scrutiny from viewers unconvinced of the supernatural, questioning the legitimacy of this recollection. With the central narrative framing of a retelling of retellings, there is a strong sense of doubt to the authenticity of these accounts, especially when the three people involved in the central mystery regarding the murder of a samurai all claim to be guilty. Who in reality is truly responsible for this action? While we, as the audience, witness the recollections as told to us as if they actually happened, it's difficult not to watch without a sense of doubt regarding everything the film tells us. Discussing this, Roger Ebert, further in his review, wrote that film cameras are admirably literal and faithfully record everything they are pointed at. Because they are usually pointed at real things, we usually think we can believe what we see. The message of Rashomon is that we should suspect even what we think we have seen. In questioning every angle of Rashomon with suspicion and coming to our own conclusions, Akira Kurosawa is challenging the previous objectivity and narrative linearity in filmmaking as a storytelling medium by creating a perfect example of unreliability in cinema. It may be that one of these suspects tells the truth, or that each recollection is in actuality a lie, but we'll never truly know, leading Rashomon towards the film's themes of mistrust and selflessness. Dishonesty, mistrust, selfishness are concepts which reoccur within Kurosawa's Rashomon. These are the ideas frequent in the recollections central to the film. Tajumaru's selfishness of sexually assaulting the samurai's wife, the mistrust the samurai has in his wife, in a recollection in which she allies with Tajumaru, demanding he kill her husband, and the inherent dishonesty present in the fact that every recollection contradicts each other. There is a prominent sense of pessimism in the depiction of this bleak perspective on the human condition, a pessimism which even affects the film's characters, such as the priest, who, also present at the trial, believes he is bound to lose hope in humanity. While an often disturbing prospect, Rashomon also effectively contrasts the pessimism with a trace of optimism via its portrayal of honesty and selflessness in the woodcutter's and priest's actions. The protective nature towards an abandoned baby both men share illustrates an authentic compassion for human life, a contrast to the mistrust and dishonesty of earlier recollections by highlighting that humanity can, in fact, be trusting, honest, and selfless. An optimistic note to end on, reinforced by the gradual clearing of the incessant rains, providing a sense of relief in an otherwise unforgiving landscape. While more critical viewers may also view this final act with suspicion, after all, Rashomon trained viewers to watch with a questioning eye. This ending feels like a resonant, reassuring duality that, despite the tales we hear of mankind at its worst, not all of humanity is as cruel. In conclusion, Akira Kurosawa's Rashomon deservedly earns its consideration as one of the greatest films of all time, examining honesty and dishonesty, trust and mistrust, creating a profound illustration on the duality of humanity at its most forgiving and unforgiving. With magnificent performances, especially from the legendary Toshiro Mifune, that cements Kurosawa's fondness for silent era cinema, Rashomon encourages viewers to find and cherish the slivers of light in a seemingly dark world. A special thank you to my incredible tier Patreon supporter Gil, and my super tier Patreon supporters Constantine Bombelli and Jamie.